Hello boys and girls. In this video we're going to see some concepts about trigonometry. Okay, we're going to learn about trigonometry. What is trigonometry? Trigonometry is a study of a right angle triangle. Okay, trigonometry is a study of right angle triangle. So how does a right angle triangle look like? Right angle triangle is going to look like this, isn't it? One of the angle is 90 degrees. Other two angles can be anything, but the sum of the two angles should be equal to 90 degrees. Okay, sum of this angle and this angle should be equal to 90 degrees, because we already have one 90 degrees here. This sum of three angles in any triangle is 180 degrees. Because of that, if we set one of them as a 90 degrees, the sum of other two should be 90 degrees. Before we go to right angle triangle, let's see some general properties of a normal triangle of any shape. Okay, for example, a triangle can be drawn like this, isn't it? Yeah, this is a normal triangle. It's not a right angle triangle, but it's a normal triangle. So the corners here, they are called vertices. Let's assume these vertices, like this is vertices A, B and C. So a triangle has three vertices. Okay, that's one property. And how many sides are there in a triangle? There are three sides, isn't it? That's all of you might be very much familiar. There will only be three sides in any triangle. Okay, three sides. And what is the other property? Sum of three angles, this angle, this angle, this angle. The angle formed by this line and this line is this angle. The angle formed by this line and this line is this angle. The formed by this line and this line is this angle. Sum of those three angles should be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, sum of this angle, this angle, this angle should be equal to 180 degrees. So to represent in a formula, so angle A plus angle B plus angle C should be equal to 180 degrees. Yeah. Okay. So triangle has three sides and the sum of the three angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degrees. And when it comes to the sides, the sum of two sides should always be equal to the other side. AB, any two sides, AB plus BC should always be greater than the other side. What is the other side? AB and BC. What is the other side? AC. Similarly, the other two sides, if you take other two sides, like for example, you take BC and AC. BC plus AC is greater than AB. Should be greater than AB. Similarly, the other two sides. What is this? AB, BC, BC, AC, and AB plus AC. AB plus AC should be greater than BC. Okay, so that's another property. So when it comes to sides, this is the property, like the sum of two sides should be equal to the other side. Okay, and sum of three angles should be equal to 180 degrees. Okay, that's a triangle in general. Those are the properties of a triangle in general. And the perimeter of the triangle is AB plus BC plus AC. That is equal to perimeter. Okay. And what is the area of a triangle? Area of triangle is equal to half into base into height. Half into base into height. What is half? You know, it's a constant, 1 by 2. What is base here? You can consider this as a base, BC as a base, because this is something touching the ground. Okay. What is the height? Height is, this is the height. For this triangle, this is the height. Okay. That is the height. This height is something that you have to find out. It is not given in this one. So if this is given, if this is given, if this is given, using these three sides, you have to find out the height.
Do you?
Okay. So this is the height A, and say for example this point is D, the midpoint. AD is the height for this triangle. What is the height for this triangle? Say assuming this is A, B, C. What is the height for this triangle? AB is the height. AB is the height. For example, I'm going to draw another triangle like this. What is the height here? Is this the height? No, that is not the height. For this, what you have to do is you have to draw some imaginary line like this, and that should be equal to the extension of the base. That should be perpendicular to the extension of the base. So this imaginary line, of course, this is also an imaginary line. That is within the triangle. This is here. One side of the triangle is the height, and here the height is an imaginary line that is outside the triangle. Okay, so that's how you have to find out the area of any given triangle. So the perimeter we talked about and area we talked about. The units of area is the square units. Okay, if it is centimeters, square centimeters. If length of each side is centimeter, then it's going to be square centimeters, and the perimeter units is just a units. It can be centimeters, meters, or millimeters, whatever. Alright, yeah. So the trigonometry, coming back to trigonometry. Trigonometry is the study of a right angle triangle. So this is the right angle triangle. Where is the right angle? This is the right angle. So angle B is equal to 90 degrees. Angle B is 90 degrees. So now, we have angle A and angle C. What is angle A plus angle C? Angle C, that should be 90 degrees, because you apply this principle here, you apply this rule here, this property here. Sum of three sides, sum of three angles should be equal to 180 degrees. One of the angle is already 90 degrees. The sum of other two should be 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Okay. Assuming this is some angle, say that angle is theta. We don't know what that angle is. Okay. Assuming angle C is theta. What is this angle? That angle will be, angle C is theta. So I am going to substitute that theta here. Angle A is equal to 90 degrees. So what is angle A? What is angle A? Angle A will be 90 minus theta degrees. Okay. So the angle here is going to be 90 minus theta degrees. Okay. Here it is 90 degrees. So this is 90 degrees. This is right angle triangle. Okay. That's about right angle triangle, how the angles would be there. Okay. So what is the importance of trigonometry? So fine, we understand what is a right angle triangle, the properties of angles. The sum of three angles in any triangle is 180 degrees. And when it comes to sides, this is the property that any triangle is going to obey. Fine. So what is the importance of a trigonometry? Is this all a trigonometry? No. There's some concepts even beyond that. What are those concepts? What are those concepts? For example, I'm going to erase this part here. Okay, so this is a small triangle. Okay, small triangle. So I'm going to redraw the same triangle. I'm going to expand this triangle in a bigger way. Okay. Again, this is A, this is B, this is C. This is C. But here it is 90 degrees, here also it is 90 degrees. Here it is theta, here also it is theta. See, this theta here is 30 degrees, here also it is 30 degrees. Okay. What will be this angle? Same. It's going to be the same angle. 90 minus theta. Okay. So this is small triangle. This is big triangle. Okay. The sides are totally different. This is small in size. This is very big in size. This is small in size. This is very big in size. Here it is small. The length of BC is small, and here it is bigger. Maybe it's double or somewhere. Okay. But it is bigger. But there is one property that is going to rule both these triangles is the ratio of AB by BC here for this triangle is equal to the ratio of AB by BC. The ratio, this is a small triangle, the ratio of AB by BC is equal to the ratio of AB and BC. Why? If you want, you can draw such two triangles in any rough paper, but keep the angle same here. Say here is theta, here is theta. You keep 30 degrees here, you also keep 30 degrees here. Okay? Draw two triangles. One is small in size, one is big in size, and calculate this ratio. This ratio is going to be same. Okay? These ratios, the ratio of two sides in a right angle triangle, are called trigonometric ratios. Trigonometric ratios. They are very important. Trigonometric ratios. There are 6 such ratios we can derive. There are 3 sides, isn't it? 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, third side. How many such ratios can we derive using those sides, the length of the sides? This by this, this by this, this by this, and the reciprocals of it. There are 6 ratios we can derive. For example, here it is x, here it is y, here it is z. Here it is z. The length of this one is x, length of this side is y, the length of this side is z. What are the different ratios that you can derive? See here, x by y, y by z, x by z. Similarly, we make a reciprocal of it, y by x, z by y, z by x. Is it? You got 6 ratios. Okay? The ratios of each of these, there are some names given to each of these ratios. Those ratios are sine, cosine, tan, cosecant, secant, and cot. Okay? We will see what each of those are about. These are 6 ratios that you can derive, isn't it? 6 ratios you can derive. But there are some trigonometric names or trigonometric, those are called trigonometric ratios, are given to these ratios. We'll see one by one. Alright. So when it comes to right angle triangle, there is also one important theorem that should strike to everybody's mind, that is the Pythagoras theorem. Let's quickly discuss that Pythagoras theorem before we really go into trigonometric ratios. What is the Pythagoras theorem? Pythagoras theorem says in any right angle triangle, hypotenuse square. So I am going to write hype as a short name for hypotenuse. Okay, hypotenuse is something that is opposite to right angle. What is that side? Z or AC. AC is the hypotenuse. Hypotenuse square is equal to side square plus a side square. Side square plus a side square. Okay, this is one side, this is the other side. Okay. One more property when it comes to right angle triangle, hypotenuse is always the longest side. Is always the longest side in right angle triangle. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is a side that is opposite to right angle. This is right angle, 90 degrees. What is opposite? This is the side. AC is the side. That is the hypotenuse. So here AC square is equal to one side. What are the other two sides? This is one side, this is the other side. So BC square plus AB square. Okay, so this is a Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. Okay. All right. So when you consider this as a theta, I said this is one side, this is another side. When you consider this as a theta, for theta, this side is the adjacent side. For theta, but this angle, but I am not talking about this angle. I am only talking about this angle. For theta, BC is adjacent side, ABJ side. For theta, AB is opposite side. AB is equal to opposite, OPP side, opposite side. Okay. So in any given triangle, any given right angle triangle, there are 3 sides. Okay, there are 3 sides. One is the hypotenuse, the other 2 are sides. If you consider any of them as a theta, if you consider these 2 angles, The side that is just touching this angle is the adjacent side. The side that is opposite to this side, this angle is the opposite side. Similarly, if you take this angle, what is the adjacent side? 90 minus theta. This is the adjacent side. What is the opposite for 90 minus theta? This is the opposite side. BC is the opposite side. Okay, so I'm going to remove x, y, z so you won't confuse. Okay, for theta, adjacent side is this one, BC. For theta, opposite side is AB. Okay. For 90, there is no such things. There is no opposite. Opposite is always a hypotenuse. Okay, it won't vary. Okay, it won't vary. So there is no point in talking what is the opposite for 90 degrees. What is opposite for right angle? It is always a hypotenuse. There are no adjacent sides because this is also one adjacent side. This is also one adjacent side. Adjacent side and the opposite side is only applicable when you consider the angles that are other than 90 degrees. When you consider theta, BC is the adjacent side, AB is the opposite side. When you consider 90 minus theta, BC is the opposite side, AB is adjacent side. Okay. So these are the 6 ratios. 6 ratios there are possible 6 ratios are there in a right angle triangle. But let's see each of those ratios. Consider theta. Let's study about this theta only. Okay. 90 minus theta, we'll see it later, but let's consider this theta. The ratio of opposite side by hypotenuse. What is that ratio? AB by AC is equal to sine theta. Let this theta be 30 degrees. This ratio is always the same. If you take a small triangle, if you take a big triangle, any size of triangle, any size of right angle triangle, if you keep this theta as a fixed degrees, you will get this ratio same, no matter how big that right angle triangle is. Okay. Yeah, sine theta is equal to AB by AC. Other words, this can be written as op side by hypo. Op by hypo. I'll write it to make it even simpler. That means opposite side by hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is AC. It's always AC. Whether you take this angle or this angle, it's always AC is always a hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is a side that is opposite to 90 degrees. Is a hypotenuse. Op by hypo is a ratio. Is a ratio. This is simply a ratio. What are the units for this one? Op by hypo? There are no units. No trigonometric ratio will have units. Okay, there are no units for any trigonometric ratios. It's simple. It's simply a ratio. A ratio means a number. Number means a decimal number. It can be a number or it can be decimal number. It's simply number. Okay, op by hypo. That is equal to, what is op for theta? When you're determining this, what is op, it's important what are you considered here, what angle you considered here. The angle that you considered here is theta. So the op is AB by BC. Okay. That is sine ratio. Sine theta is equal to op by hypo. Similarly, cos theta, sine. Cos, the full form of cos is cosine. Co here refers to complementary sine. We will discuss why this is called a complementary later on. Okay. So cos theta is equal to edge by hypo. What is the edge for theta? Again, when you are understanding what is adjacent side, it's important what angle that you considered here. Whether you consider this angle or this angle. For this angle, adjacent is different. For this angle, adjacent is different. That's why it's very important what angle that you considered as a theta, this theta. Okay. Again, without an angle, this SIN will not make any sense. Without this angle, COS will not make any sense. Okay. This theta is the input for this function. That function is a sine function. This theta is the input for cos. So only if some input is given to this function, then only this gives some result. Okay. Yeah. What is edge here? For theta again. For theta, what is edge? Edge is like something that is touching this theta. What is that side that is touching? This is the one side, this is the other side. This is anyway hypotenuse. We given that name. Okay, the hypotenuse will never change. No matter where you consider theta, hypotenuse is always a hypotenuse. And there is only one hypotenuse. Okay. What is theta? Theta is here. What is adjacent? Adjacent is side that is touching theta. That is BC. Sorry. Theta. Edge is BC. Sorry, here hypotenuse is what? AC. Hypotenuse here is AC. Okay, so edge is BC by hypotenuse is obviously AC. Okay, there is no change in it. That is the cos function of theta. Okay, cos theta. What is tan theta? Tan theta is another ratio. That is op by edge. ADJ. Okay, what is op here for theta? AB is op. OPP. Op means opposite. ADJ means adjacent. AB is opposite and adjacent is BC. See, here we have a hype here down in the denominator. We have hype here in the denominator. There is no hype here. There is no hype here anywhere in tan ratio. Okay. So, these are three ratios we derived. And it is also possible, if you do a reciprocal of these, it is also possible to derive another three ratios. Those ratios are the reciprocal of sine is equal to cos theta. Sorry, cosecant theta. Cosec theta. That is hype by op. That's the reciprocal. Okay. Reciprocal. Hype by op, which is equal to AC by AB. Similarly, cos, the reciprocal is sec theta. Sec theta. What is the reciprocal? Hype by edge, ADJ. That is equal to AC by BC. Similarly, for tan reciprocal is cot theta, which is edge by op, which is equal to BC by AB. BC by AB. So this is one ratio, sin theta is one ratio, cos theta is another ratio, tan theta is another ratio. Similarly, the reciprocals of this one is cosecant. Sin is cosecant, cos theta, reciprocal is secant theta, tan theta, reciprocal is cot theta. What is the reciprocal, by the way? For x, what is the multiplicative reciprocal? What is the reciprocal? 1 by x. 1 by x. If you multiply these two, you should get 1. Let's multiply it. X gets cancelled, you will get 1. Similarly, you multiply this and this. What do you get? You will get 1. Because keep this aside, AB by AC into AC by AB. AC gets cancelled, AB gets cancelled, you will get 1. Isn't it? Similarly, cos theta, BC by AC. The reciprocal is AC by BC. The reverse, like reverse. You multiply these two, you will get 1. Similarly, tan theta AB by BC. The reciprocal is BC by AB. Okay, these are 6 trigonometric ratios. It's very important to know this, what is each ratio. For each of these, what is the ratio? Op by hype, edge by hype, op by edge. In any right angle triangle, hype is the longest side. Okay, op or edge should always be less than a hype. Okay, that is why op is lesser, hype is bigger. So it is expected that this value at the maximum can become a 1, because we have a higher value here, we have a smaller value here, we have a smaller value here. So it starts from 0 and it reaches a maximum of 1. Okay. Similarly here, edge is again a smaller value. Height is the longest. The smaller by bigger, which is should always be less than or equal to 1. So these two ratios are less than 1. Less than 1. Okay, the maximum value of these ratios is 1. For the other one, it can be anything. It can be anything, because up and edge we have no control. We have no control. It varies from the size of the triangle. Size of the triangle. But if theta is given, if this theta, the ratio of up by edge is always the same, whether you take a small triangle or a big triangle. Okay. But what I am saying here is that this ratio can be anything, because it depends on how you draw the triangle. How you draw the triangle. But consider you draw two triangles keeping the same theta. This ratio for those two triangles will be same. Will be same. Okay, so these are 6 trigonometric ratios. This one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. Very important, you need to learn these two ratios. If you learn these two ratios, the other things you can easily derive it. I'll tell you how. This is op by hype. This is edge by hype. To get tan, what you have to do is do this by this. Sin theta by cos theta. This ratio by this ratio. Let's do it on the side. So what is the sin theta? Op by hype. Op by hype. Right bigger. Op by hype. By, what is the cos ratio? Edge by hype. Edge by hype. Okay. So if you simplify this one gets cancelled, and you will be left with OPP by ADJ. Op by adjacent. That's what you got here. Op by edge. So tan theta can also be written as sin theta by cos theta. Okay. Sin theta by cos theta. Tan theta can be written as sin theta by cos theta. Okay. So I said you have to remember the ratio for sin theta. You have to remember the ratio for cos theta. If you do remember these two ratios, the other ratios are easy to derive. Tan theta is equal to sin theta by cos theta. Okay, you got tan theta. Now come to cosecant theta. Cosecant theta is the reciprocal of sin theta. Is the reverse, like multiplicative inverse. Op by hype. Sorry, hype by op. Hype by op. Similarly, secant theta is the reciprocal of cos theta, which is hype by ADJ. Similarly, cot theta is reciprocal of tan theta, which is edge by op. Okay. So if you know these two ratios, the other ratios are easy to derive, are easy to remember. Okay. Yeah. Considering these ratios, we can draw a table where we learn the value of sine ratio for a standard degrees. What are those standard degrees? I will tell you what are those standard degrees. Yeah, theta can be any degree. Like theta can be 1 degree, 2 degree, 5 degree, 10 degree, 20 degrees, 25 degrees. It can be anything. It can be anything. Theta can be any. But how many right angles can be there in a triangle? Only one right angle, because it's not possible to make another right angle. Like it's not possible to keep another right angle in a given triangle. Okay, there can only be one right angle. There can only be one right angle. Okay, so when it comes to trigonometric standard angles, we learn 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, 60 degrees, and 90 degrees. Okay, at a high school level, we learn the trigonometric ratios for these degrees. These are considered as the standard degrees. As such, there is no scientific reason why we call it as standard degrees, but there are some standard degrees we learn basically to understand how the value of sine theta, sine function increases or decreases, those things. Okay, so for these degrees, let us see sine, let us see cos, let us see tan, cosecant, secant, cot. Okay, I said if I write sine, it does not make any sense. Okay, there is no meaning for sin. Only when there is some angle next to it, then only it makes sense. It gives the ratio. Then why I have written sine? Because you need to read this way: sine 0 degrees, cos 0 degrees, sine 30 degrees. Okay, whatever is that value, you have to fill it here. Sine 30 degrees, whatever is that value, you have to fill here. Like that, we have to complete this table. We have to complete this table. Okay, these are standard trigonometric, standard angles. Then we are learning trigonometry at a high school level. Okay. Yeah, for sine theta, sine 0 degrees is 0. Sine 0 degrees is 0. Sine 30 degrees is 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Sine 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. Sine 60 degrees is root 3 by 2. Sine 90 degrees is 1. See, if you see, notice this value, sine 0 is 0. Sine 90 degrees is 1. These values, if you simplify using your calculator, these values lies between 0 and 1. Okay. It's continuously going. It's continuously increasing, and maximum it is reaching 1. Okay. What will happen after 90 degrees is something that we'll see later on. But for now, let's focus only the degrees between 0 and 90 degrees. So this sine ratio is increasing. 0, 0.5. This is a bit more, like 0.7 or something. This is even little more, and then the maximum is 1. Maximum is 1. For cos, the way how you should fill this one is, you have to come from this way. Like sine 90 degrees is 1, cos 0 degrees is 1. So you need to fill this table from this side. 1 you put here, root 3 by 2 you put here, 1 by root 2 you put here only, 1 by 2 you put here, 0 you put here. Okay, so we filled sine and cos. Sine and cos we filled it. What is tan? This by this, this by this, this by this, this by this, this by this. As I said, the ratios, it's important to remember these two ratios. Once you remember these two ratios, it's easy to derive the other ratios. It's easy to derive the other ratios. Similarly, if you remember this row and this row, it's easy to fill the remaining trigonometric ratios for this standard angles. What is this one? 0 by 1, that is 0. This by this, that is going to be 1 by root 3. This by this, 1. This by this, root 3. This by this will be infinite. Okay, so tan value is going from 0 to infinite when we are moving from 0 to 90 degrees. Similarly, cosecant. Cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. That means 1 by 0. That will be infinite. 1 by 1 by 2. That is 2. 1 by root 2. That is root 2. Okay. And here it's going to be 2 by root 3. And 1 by 1 is 1. Okay. 1 by 1 is 1. Yeah. 2 by root 3. Root 2. 2. Yeah. Okay. And similarly, secant should be reciprocal of this one. Cos 1 by 1, 1. 2 by root 3. Root 2, 2. And 1 by 0, that is equal to infinite. Secant, cosecant and secant. Again, there is a CO here refers to complementary. Sine, cosine. COS, the full form is cosine. Okay. These are complementary angles. We'll also talk about these complementary angles, why they are called complementary angles in later on. But for now, CO refers to complementary angle. Okay. And here the cot is the reciprocal of tan. 1 by 0 is infinite. 1 by root 3 is root 3. 1 by 1 is 1. 1 by root 3. And 1 by infinite is 0. Okay, that's how you have to fill. Only thing, when you are learning this trigonometry, it's important to learn this ratio, this ratio. The other ratios you can easily derive. Sine is op by hype, cos is h by hype. Tan theta is equal to sine theta by cos theta. That means this ratio by this ratio. You will get op by h. Similarly, cosecant is the reciprocal of sine. Secant theta is the reciprocal of cos theta. Cot theta is the reciprocal of tan theta. Thereby got 6 ratios. Okay, it's important to learn this one and this one. This ratio and this ratio. The other ratios you can easily derive. Similarly, when you are filling this table for standard trigonometric angles, it's important you know these values. It's important you know these angles. The sine angles and sine ratios and cos ratios. Once you know those two ratios, it's very easy to fill the remaining ratios, remaining trigonometric ratios for the standard angles. Okay? Yeah. All right. Yeah. So I was talking about a CO. Here refers to complementary. What is a complementary? Complementary angle. An angle and its complementary angle. Sum of those two should be equal to 90 degrees. Okay. So assuming that theta is one angle, what is the complementary for theta? Complementary for theta. Say for example, theta is one angle. Other angle, assume that it is x. Sum of these two should be 90 degrees. Isn't it? What is x here? 90 minus theta. What is 90 minus theta here? This is that one. Okay. So this can be considered as a complementary angle for theta. Complementary angle for theta. Sum of these two. Sum of this angle and this angle. What is that? We will get 90 degrees. We will get 90 degrees. Okay. Now, what is sine theta? Sine theta is AB by AC. AB by AC. What is sine theta is AB by AC. What is sine 90 minus theta for the same triangle? For the same triangle, what is sine 90 minus theta? Sorry. What is cos 90 minus theta? Cos 90 minus theta. For 90 minus theta is the angle here. What is the ratio for cos? H by height. What is adjacent for this one? AB. AB. What is H for 90 minus theta? AB. What is height? AC. H by height. H by height. Cos 90 minus theta. I took this angle. So all these ratios we studied considering this angle. Here it is theta, here it is theta, here it is theta, here theta, here theta, here theta. But this one I took this angle as a reference. I am applying a cos trigonometric function on 90 minus theta. When I apply it, I got AB by AC, which is equal to sine theta. Which is equal to sine theta. Isn't it? AB by AC we got. Here also we got AB by AC. So what can we say? Sine theta is equal to cos 90 minus theta. That is why, see here theta, here 90 minus theta. That is why these two ratios are called complementary ratios. Complementary ratios. Okay. We take here cos 30 degrees. Sorry, sine 30 degrees. Sine 30 degrees is also equal to cos 60 degrees. Because these two, sum of these two is equal to 90 degrees. You understand? Sine 30 degrees is equal to cos 60 degrees. Because sine and cos are complementary ratios. And when the sum of these two angles becomes 90 degrees, then their ratios also becomes the same. Their ratios also become same. That is where this complementary concept came. if sum of the two angles is 90 degrees, those two angles are said to be a complementary angles. Here theta is one angle in this right angle triangle. The complementary angle for theta is 90 minus theta. So for example, cos 90 minus theta, the ratio is AB by AC. For sin theta, which is also equal to sin theta ratio, AB by AC. Hence, we can say sin theta is equal to cos 90 minus theta. Similarly, sin 90 minus theta is also equal to cos theta. Okay. Okay, so these are some basics about trigonometry. In the next video, we will discuss about some identities, trigonometry identities. Okay, they're going to be very interesting. So the question something like this will be asked. Say for example, sin 23 degrees is something like x. Something like x. What is cos 67 degrees? Cos 67 degrees. These two are complementary, isn't it? These two are complementary. So that is why this is also x. Cos 67 is also x. That's what has happened, right? Sin 30 degrees is 1 by 2. Cos 60 degrees is also 1 by 2. Sin 23 is x. Cos 67 is also x. Like this will be asked. For example, sin 23 is x. Cos 23 degrees is equal to y. What is tan 23 degrees? Something like this will be asked. What is the tan ratio? What is the tan ratio? Sin by cos. Tan can be written as sin ratio by cos ratio. Isn't it? Op by hype by edge by height, we will get op by edge. Okay. So if the question like this is asked, you can say x by y. Tan 23 is equal to x by y. Okay. Yeah. Just a matter of simplifying things. Applying various formulas or various rules that we learned here. Applying them, you will get the answer. Okay. Yeah. We'll stop here for today. We'll meet up again in some other video where we discuss about the trigonometric identities. Okay. Thank you.